What's good, y'all? Your boy Jay Green is back. I know it's been forever, but right now I'm about to give you my review for the Kevin Hart film Night School. Now, this movie was directed by Malcolm D. Lee, and it stars Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. Now, for those of you out there who have no idea what Night School is about, it's basically about Kevin Hart's character, Teddy. Now, this guy decided to take the shortcut in life early on and become a high school dropout. But even though he became a dropout, he was still able to get a baller-ass house, a nice cushy job, a fine-ass girlfriend, and a super sweet car. Unfortunately, with the Kevin Hart character, you can imagine some shit is about to go down. Now he's out of a job and he has no choice but to go back to high school and get his GED in order to maintain this life that he's become accustomed to and his fine-ass girlfriend. Shit. Now, straight out the gate, I'm gonna tell you like this. I hella enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun, definitely touched my heart for a couple of different reasons. But let's start behind the scenes. Malcolm D. Lee has directed movies like last year's Girls Trip, which was hilarious, Tiffany Haddish's breakout role, if you will. And he also directed a way old school movie, Undercover Brother. So you take the sensibility of a Girls Trip with the wild mania that them girls was going through and the touching through line, if you will, that those friends had to deal with. And then you take some zany, out of this world ridiculousness of an Undercover Brother, and to me you have someone who can definitely put together a good feel-good movie with a nice little message and definitely a host of jokes that hit me thoroughly. Now, while we're still looking behind the scenes, this is basically Kevin Hart's production all the way through. And I don't mean that just because he's the star of the film. I mean it because it's literally off of Heartbeat Productions, which is his company, and this is his first movie out the gate, and I think he did a great job. The other thing that I really love about this film is even though you have Kevin Hart swag all over this film, and you know what you can get from a Kevin Hart when you go to see his movies, what I love about his movies is you still get that Homer Simpson-like character who's a bumbling idiot that we just love to see fail from time to time because of the way he gets out of these issues, but he still is able to bring some grounded heart to his films. And what I mean by that is you can take him serious when the time is right to take him serious, and you can definitely laugh it up with him when the time is right to laugh it up with him. Not every comedic or comedian turned actor can do that. They're gonna give you some jokes, they're gonna give you some of their set pieces and whatnot in the film, but you're not always able to ride the ups and ride the downs with them and believe it throughout. Kevin Hart does that throughout this film, as does Tiffany Haddish. And I really enjoyed Tiffany Haddish in this film, not just because I think she's hella funny, but because she too came out in Girls Trip, and you see her in all these other films, and she's definitely playing up that wild, rough around the edges type girl. But in this movie, she has a lot of calming moments where you believe her as that teacher that is trying to help this guy succeed in his life journey. Big ups to both of them. In front of the lens, two people that shined, Romany Malco and Keith David. These two cats are hilarious and enjoyable to watch every single time I see him. Romany Malco, one of my first times when I ever saw him was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. I love that scene with him and Kevin Hart when they are battling at the end. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh every single time I see it. In this movie, he plays a guy who's like basically kind of like fake woke, one of these like conspiracy theorist type dudes. His facial expressions, the comedic timing between him and all the other characters, flawless. Keith David, I don't remember where I first saw this guy at, but one of the times where I first remember him at was in Something About Mary. He plays Mary's dad. Every time I see this dude, I'm cracking up if it's supposed to be a funny role, and if it's supposed to be a serious or sinister role, I'm nervous around this cat. Keith David's such a phenomenal actor. Both these dudes shine in this film, and you want more of them in this movie. At least I know I did. Now, a few reasons I enjoyed this film so much, why I identify with this film, and why I think it was a great feel-good movie was because of the fact is, number one, it talks about second chances, and number two, it talks about living your truth. A big deal. Number one, second chances. Kevin Hart drops out of school, not because he was like, fuck the system, or I'm gonna do bigger and better things, but he dropped out of school because he didn't want to admit he needed a tutor, or it was hard for him to do math or read and pass tests and things of this nature. I've had that problem myself going to school. I was in classes specifically for that, so I can identify with that character, and I can understand how frustrating it may be and how embarrassed you might be admitting to the rest of your peers, I don't know how to read like this. I don't know how to do this math problem. So he dropped out to avoid all of that embarrassment, acted like he was better than everything, right? He has to take a second crack at it, and that's where the struggle and the second chance comes into play. The through line of living your best life. Like I said, he didn't want anybody to know that he was having a hard time learning. He wanted to seem better than that. In this day and age with social media and everybody trying to keep up with the Joneses and look fly with all these filters and shit that we got going down, it's very easy to get caught up in keeping up appearances. However, if you really feel like the friends that you have are not going to be your friends if they understand the true you, they're not really your friends. And this movie kind of portrays that throughout. He didn't have any friends that definitely like were going to leave him, but he had to come to that realization. He had to put himself out there and live his own truth. And when he did, he was going to be successful. And when he did, he was going to be confident in the way he was going in life. Living that fake life, he was always nervous, always looking over his shoulder, always concerned, very stressed, had a lot of anxiety, and it was not really a comfortable mindset for him. This movie talks about all of that in a very comical way, but you get the picture if you're actually paying attention. Now, as usual, if your homie is really enjoying the film, I could definitely tell you a lot more. There are definitely some other scenes in this film that really call out to me that I really want to mention, but I can't do it because I don't want to spoil it. I think this movie was great. It was a feel-good film. I enjoy a feel-good movie that doesn't get too cheesy. It knows how to ride that fine line of serious and a little bit of cheese and something to make you smile. This movie had a lot of jokes. I felt like this is one of Kevin Hart's best ones. He just keeps on getting better, guys. Tiffany Haddish is phenomenal. The supporting cast is phenomenal. Go to your theater, check it out. Support Kevin Hart's first movie off of his production company, Heartbeat Productions. It was a great one. Yo, other than that, I hope I gave you a little bit of insight, a little bit of knowledge into why this movie is so good and why y'all should check it out. If you like what you heard here, do your boy a favor, like, subscribe. I will be back soon. I'm out.